Hey, what's up, guys? So, for my women, I know that it's hard after having babies to get that baby weight off of you, and that FUPA seemed like it could never go nowhere. But I'm positive and absolutely sure that you can get rid of it, and you'll see right now in my interview with Kizzy, where she had about 5 kids, I believe, and she was able to remove not only the baby fat but also the flabby FUPA, and check it out. I hope y'all like it. And if you need help doing the same, please contact me or click the link in the bio. So basically, I just wanted to ask you about, your whole experience
Okay.
and training with me. And, especially for the moms that got like the stomach that they feel like they not able to get
Okay.
rid of, the skin like that. I wanted you to break
Yeah.
down what was your experience with having that uh FUPA pouch, whatever it is that you want to call it. And
Yeah.
what was the process of everything?
Okay. Yeah. Me personally, my experience was amazing. Like nothing short of amazing. Like even with like your energy, your motivation, and then having you as like an accountability partner, it definitely not only physically, but it works on like your mental like stability and dedication. Because once like I signed up with you and we got going or whatever, it was like you don't have an is it called intermediate, right?
Don't tell me
Because
that.
it's like you're encouraging to the point to where you can really you could do it. You just like, okay, it's really a mental thing. So once I signed up, it only took like, what, maybe 4.5, 5 months or whatever. But
Mhm.
I saw like everything changing instantly, and then once, having you as an accountability partner, it removes ambiguity. That way, I know, okay, this results are going to be like, is a for sure thing. And then when I saw like, because everybody says like you can't really get rid of your fupa or the loose skin or whatever, that definitely takes time, but it also takes dedication more so than even time. Because if you're dedicated to it physically and with eating habits and just the way you think, I saw a big change in myself. And it's like now, if you don't stay consistent, of course, you're going to lose whatever you had. But like even having that experience, I'm like, okay, I know I'm able to do it. So I really need to get back there. It's like you're not satisfied. Well, me personally, I'm not satisfied with anything less than the results that I got within that short amount of time.
Right.
So I know that's doable. It's just like if I put the same method to now, then yeah, you could do it again and just be consistent. Even watching your workouts, you like, I told you, like, you, Bruce Lee. Okay.
I was.
So it's attainable. You make your workouts attainable. And even if they look unrealistic, I mean, it actually works if you put your dedication to it and if you put effort to it. So
Exactly.
that was my experience. And it can be for anybody. Like, because I've seen like you work with so many people. And I just know like once you meet a person with that spirit, it's like, okay, yeah, you believe more in what you're able to achieve, no matter like your level.
Right.
So
And it's crazy, right?
yeah.
Because when we started, like we really just like picked up kind of fast. Like, of course, it
Yeah.
started at like somewhat of a beginner's level, and then it just started like.
Right.
But one thing about it that I can truly say is that you never said you couldn't do anything. Like it'd be people like I'd be like, "Hey, we about to do this," and you'd be like, "Oh, I can't do that." You never did that. So
Yeah. Yeah. You almost don't want to do that.
right. Yeah.
Like you make it hard, like the way that you go, you make it hard for somebody to say, "Nah, I can't do that." You like, okay, I have to do this. Like I told you, like your program removes all ambiguity.
Mhm.
Like it becomes non-existent. You like, okay, I have. It's more like a have to. Okay, you signed up for this. Like, why would you tell yourself you're not able to? And I can see you doing it and you're human. So like I should be maybe not the same endurance or stamina because you're a man, but yeah, it's attainable. Definitely attainable. And you make it attainable, just with the encouragement and like from how you say you started, where you came from physically to how you got to where you are, right?
Hmm.
Like it's amazing. Like you work out all day. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's attainable.
And that's basically, what I be trying to get people to understand is that a lot of people feel like because they in one spot, some people come back and they'll tell me, they be like, well, I'm not ready yet. Let me get ready first and then I'm gonna come to you. And it's like it's no such thing. Because what you're doing is
Yeah.
still not gonna add up to what I'm gonna be having you do. So it's different when you're
No.
trying to push yourself, but you're not really pushing yourself. Like you just saying, all right, I went out
Right.
and I did something today. There's a difference between that and something and doing the things that you're actually supposed to do. You get what I'm saying? Or
Right.
you're strong.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's my thing. Like that's my plight. My biggest vice is I'll I'll try to stay consistency, in the discipline, which is the key factors to even achieving your physical goals and even mental goals. So I'm like, I know your program
Mhm.
and how you do. So it's like, okay, you have to be ready mentally, no matter what. But once you like say, okay, I'm going to let me get ready. You can't get ready. You just have to do it. You have to jump in. And then once you're signed up, it's like, okay, you have to be ready because I'll go light on myself when I'm going to the gym. I'm like, okay, I'll have a plan, like I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. But then like not having that person to say, okay, I've invested, and then the investment makes it even more like you're like, okay, I have to do this. I'm really invested in this, so I'm not gonna let that go to waste because that's just like an extra push. And then somebody like right there is like almost like, okay, it's a shame that you would even not put forth your best effort or whatever because I know I'll go light in the gym, but I really want to go hard. But it's like, okay, I don't want to hurt myself.
Yeah.
But if I have somebody right there, then I know I'm going to do it.
Right.
Like because I don't want people looking at me like a failure.
And I wanted to make it clear, like you was in North or South Carolina.
North, north
You
then.
was
Yeah.
in North Carolina, I was in South Philadelphia, and we still happening
Right.
like that. You know what I mean? But it's
Right.
definitely the encouragement. It's definitely the guidance, and it's just like like you said, it's spirit, it's energy. When you got a certain type of energy
Absolutely.
around you, it brings you up to a certain type of energy.
It does. It
And,
does.
and
That's
and it
key.
make you not want
And
to disappoint yourself, but it make you also not want to disappoint the person that you're working with as well. So.
right. Right. Because it's almost like you want to match the spirit. It's like, okay,
Hmm.
if you know within yourself, like you can do it, but like I said, like me, I would take it easy, not hurt myself, push my point to the point that you pushed me to, like, okay, 10 more, or go ahead, you can lift it, just go ahead. It's like, okay, but no, just once you get into it and you're able to have someone looking at you like, you can do this, you're like, okay, yeah, you're right. You're right. You're like less apt to let yourself down in the process or go light on yourself.
Hmm.
So that extra push is yeah, definitely vital when your discipline is low.
And if you had any words of encouragement for people that may have, them type of issues where they feel like they can't fix what they got going on, like what would your words be to them?
You can fix it. Anything, like as long as you're living and breathing, anything is fixable. Like you just have to be realistic. Okay, I have to want to. You have to like first have a willing mind, and once you have that willing mind, you just let the rest do its part because everything pretty much falls into place. Like, but if you tell like the Bible even tells you, as a man thinketh in his heart,
Right.
so is he. So if you're gonna think that you can't do it, then you're going to become
Or
that.
push
You speak
yourself
life
away
for
from
death. So,
it's I say
huh?
you push yourself away from doing it. Like I say the
Yeah,
easiest thing for
absolutely.
people to do is talk themselves out of doing something beneficial to them or beneficial for them.
Right,
People are scared to take a
right.
risk for something that may work out for them, so they just stay this wherever they at. And wherever, if you stand where you at, if you right here in 2025 and you still right here in 2026, that means you really drop down because the world is going. You get what I mean? So the
Yeah.
world go, if you stay still, you're gonna go the other way.
Yeah. And you're pretty much dead at that point because if you're not going for it, and I always remember what you told me, you're like, I always try to do one more than what I did the last time. So that
Mm-hmm.
sticks too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if you're wanting to achieve something, you just have to do it. Like you can speak those things. You know, it may not be like it's not going to be magic or whatever, but you have to change your thought process, and that changes the whole approach, you know, to how you do something because it's gonna happen as long as you change your environment, and the biggest environment is your mind, you
Heck yeah,
know.
I ain't never
So
even heard of it like that. That was a hell of a way to phrase it.
yeah,
The biggest environment
it
is your
is.
mind.
It is.
That's crazy.
It is. It is. Yeah.
Yeah. And so mindset, willpower, and the discipline to not want to disappoint yourself. Because
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
for real, when you get locked in, you there. When you get locked in,
You
when
are.
you start feeling bad about missing a workout, that's when you know you really on.
Yeah.
Until you get to
Absolutely.
that point, that's anybody. Until you get to that point, you got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, you do. You do. And it's easy to drop down from it if you don't have the consistency. And then that's also where the discipline comes in. Even if you know, it sounds cliche, like everybody is saying it, even if you don't want to, you still do
Mhm.
it. But that's so true. Like you really have to push like, okay, no matter what, I'm going to do this. And you have to make room for that, even if it's cutting out something, go to bed earlier, or don't eat that cake, or don't, you know, like don't think, bring a thought under subjection, you know, according to progress, according to things that are, you know, above, so that you can rise. That's the only way that we're going to rise above any kind of doubt, is to doubt your own doubts about yourself and like what you can't do, because you always can,
Absolutely.
as long as you have like the spirit of life within you, which is the spirit of God. Like you can do
As
whatever.
long as
You definitely can do
Yeah,
whatever.
as long as you know that progress is the only way that you'll feel productive in life. Like
Yeah.
if you're not progress, like progress is the best way to feel productive. Like even if you did, like you said, like I used to always tell you, one thing more than what you did the day before, that make you feel some sort of
Right.
progress and it keep you going. But when you're not,
It does.
if I use this example a lot for people. If you get sick and you lay in bed, the longer you lay in bed, the more sick you gonna feel. But as soon as you get up and start moving around, you feel better and better throughout the day. No matter how bad you might have
Absolutely.
felt on the wake up, when you start getting up and moving around and forcing yourself to actually say, all right, I'm going to fight this and I'm not just going to lay down, then you start feeling
Right.
better. And that's progress. And that's all we really
It
need,
is.
just a little bit of progress every day because you're never going to accomplish a goal in one day. So if you get progress towards
Absolutely.
every day, you're in a good space.
Yeah, and that'll discourage you too. So it's good to stay away from that, like having that microwave mentality, like, oh, if I look like this, you know, today, and then once you do a set or two and you look and you don't see no difference, you like, you keep putting it off. Like, but then before you know it, like a couple of months have went by, like me recently, going light on myself. I'm like, okay, I want this to change. Then I'll start, and then I'm like, oh, looking, oh, okay, I'll just wait. I'll do this X, you know, the next day or the next day. Then has went by, but you haven't really put in the work, so you're not gonna see a difference. So
Mhm.
then that's just demotivating right there. Like not seeing a difference, like just procrastinate. Procrastination is it can kill anything. So just having that, okay, I'm gonna progress, and then day by day, like once you take your mind off the physical, like the physical aspect, okay, I want to look a certain way, but once your mental gets more of the focus, like, okay, I know this is going to benefit me mentally in more areas in my life than looking great. I'm going to feel better. I'm going to approach every situation with a can do mentality, with a progression mentality. Then that's going to change everything. And then you're more apt to, take it. Take the bull by the horns or whatever they say, and like, okay, start little by little. And then before you know it, it becomes a force of habit to where one day you just see the difference, because that's how it felt to me.
Yeah.
Like those months went by, and then I'm looking, and even when you told me to take the pictures, I'm like, dang, that's a big difference,
So when you least expect,
but if I didn't, when you least expect it, but if I didn't stick to it, it would have never gotten to that point. But now knowing is like, so even if you get discouraged at a point, but even knowing and looking back, like, okay, I attained that once before, you can do
yeah,
better, and you're not satisfied with anything less or mediocre.
right. And like you said, it puts your confidence at a different level about your abilities.
It,
Like
it does.
one of the things that worked for me the best when I was away is that I didn't know I was
Okay.
talented at a lot of things that I actually know how to do. I just never knew it. So when I started trying different stuff, I might play the piano, I'm drawing, all of those things. I had no clue that I knew how to do it. But once I learned that I knew how to do it, I said, well, damn, what else can I do that I haven't tried yet? So it gives you that confidence to keep knowing that you can do whatever it is that you actually want to do as long as it's right here first.
Absolutely. And that's how I feel. And especially lately, because, sometimes people hit a drought for whatever
Right.
reason, just life or,
Right.
something or
Yeah.
whatever. But mentally, I've been preparing, and it's like God has already instilled in all of us everything that we're going to be. And it's just like you have to walk into that. So we'll never know unless we push through things and just start, like, but like you said, once you start one thing and you see you can do it, and you achieve that thing, it opens up your whole perspective, and you have a confidence within yourself to, like, okay, well, let me try this. And then once you conquer more things, it's like, okay, it was already in you from the beginning, and practice makes perfect, and you won't know until you start. And it's like, okay, everybody has many talents, you know what I'm saying? But it's like
We don't
sometimes
know
you
'cause we
just
don't
don't
like our
start, and you won't know. Yeah.
yeah, like it's I was about to say like it was something that you was just saying. I think it's basically just about unlocking your potential though. You know,
Yeah.
you come from a place of, oh, that's what I was about to say, where people doubt themselves so much, and then if another person, it only takes one person outside of them to be like, wow, why are you doing that? And then they start questioning
Yeah.
everything. They start questioning, why am I
Yeah.
doing this? I don't know what I'm doing. But like you
Yeah.
feel confident in what you're doing, and somebody outside of you say that, you don't even want them around you at that point, because now they're
Yeah.
basically being
Absolutely.
negative and trying to put a damper in what you got going on. But if you're not at
Mm-hmm.
that point of complete confidence, then you're gonna kind of like whatever thing that you'll take for a sign of doubt, it'll take over you.
Absolutely. Because I feel like once you have that confidence within yourself, and everything is a gift from above or whatever. But if people around you are saying, "Oh, well, why are you doing this?" You have that confidence to even come overcome their thoughts or their perspective, because we're only responsible for what we put out, like the spirit that we give people and we show people, but it's not up to us to control how they perceive
Exactly.
how we are. It's only my responsibility to give you me and what I have to offer. If you take it and you turn it into doubt, then that's on you. You know what I'm saying? But people will, if you're not strong minded, and then it goes back to mental. Like you have to mentally be stable and
Yeah.
sane, or you're gonna be exactly what people say you are. And then it's too many, like, and that I think that's like relying on
Yeah.
emotions, because if somebody's doubt within themselves or their lack of encouragement or whatever is able to change your whole demeanor, then it's like you're relying on your emotions and they're unstable anyway. They're up, down. Sometimes we happy, sometimes we're motivated, sometimes we're not. But if you have that mental discipline, like no matter what, I am who I know I
Mhm.
am, who, I'm gifted to be, then it doesn't matter the outside voices. It's like, okay, well, I'm sorry you feel that way.
Right.
I can do this. You know what I'm saying? It conquers all of those negative thoughts. So yeah, I
You know
agree.
what I came up with and told myself just a couple days ago? I'll be 40 in four
What?
months, right? So I said I'm gonna be
Okay.
in the best shape of my life at 40, and I've been in great shape over half of my life. I've been training for 22 plus years at this point. But by the time I get to 40, I'm going to do my best to be in a complete, absolute shape of my life. And that's just something that I'm not going to downplay, something that I'm not going to play with, no matter how I feel, because my feelings not going to dictate my future goal. And a lot of people allow their
Right.
feelings to dictate their goals. So that's why they never really.
Yeah.
And people ask
Yeah.
all the time. Like, and this is just a goal driven thing. Like, yo, how was you able to stay focused for all this time? Because I wasn't allowing my feelings to get in the way of what I know I needed to do. You get what I'm saying? Like,
That's awesome.
your feelings is only based on the things that you want. They're not based off of the things that you
Yeah,
need 90% of the time. It's
true.
just a
Yeah.
desire of something or a want for something. But when you actually
Yeah.
know what you need and you prioritize that, your feelings is going to take a back seat.
They do. And that's good. That's a good thing. And even to hear you say like you're gonna be in the best shape of your life,
Mhm.
like how much more can you get?
That's
Like
it.
that. Because I like people can look at you and I'm like, I think even your mental, how you approach the exercise, like you can't just do that off of physical. Is no
Mhm.
way. You have to have that mental strength to work out from 5 to whatever time. So for you to say you're going to be in the best shape of your
Mhm.
life, that's like, okay, even somebody who's not in great shape, that's motivating in itself. Like you're already at a great shape. So to want to even be better, it just like that's
So
encouraging.
you know what one of my motivations
Yeah.
behind it? Because I had a few
What?
injuries that was kind of like that when I got injuries before 5, 3, 4 years ago, I bounced right back. These injuries, they wasn't
Right.
really bouncing back like that. Like my kneecap was messed up, my shoulder right here was messed up, different things, and I'm still working out and I'm still doing stuff because I'm gonna stay active no matter what. If my knee hurt, that ain't no
Right.
excuse for my upper body and my core. So, a lot of people like, oh, my
Mm.
shoulder bad right now. I ain't doing nothing. Well, you still got a whole rest of your body. That's just one limb. You get what I'm saying?
Wow.
So
Yeah.
when I was catching those injuries, I'm like, yo, these injuries ain't used to last this long. So maybe I need to really focus back in and do a lot of more mobility work, a lot more recovery work, massages, things of that nature, just so I can actually rehab my body back to where it should be at. Because it's a lot of times it's not old age, it's inflammation. And these inflammations may be coming from what we eating. It could be just a bunch of intense muscle buildup, not getting enough massages, not really recovering correctly. So I took all things into consideration, and now I'm just basically checking it off, like checking it down the list and making sure that I stay on top of everything, no matter how much it costs, no matter how much time it takes. If I know that I got to get a massage every week, then that's what I'm going to do, because this is for longevity.
Awesome.
I can't be happy if I can't
Yeah.
work out. I'm not happy with. I'm not
Right.
happy. My life is not the same without it.
That's good. And that's a good thing because it affects your whole being, whether we, realize it or not. Like we have one temple, we have only one, and you don't get any do overs. But it's funny that you said that because even when you like said, okay, we're gonna do the testimonial,
Mhm.
whatever. That was the first, and I know that's nothing but the spirit. When you just said it was a rehab, like that's the first thought that came to my mind.
Mhm.
Like the whole program was a body
Yep.
rehabilitation, starting from the mental to the physical, because I've always like, even that was like my first job at 15 working at a fitness
Mhm.
gym, but I've never really like honed in on it and got like really serious to where, okay, this is really my lifestyle or whatever. So it's always been, I'm in and then I get the results and I get kind of relaxed, and it's easy to go down, but like you have to really rehab everything, and it's rehab is consistent, is consistent. It never stops because you never get to a stopping point until you're dead. You know what I'm saying? So that it was funny that you said that. So yeah, that's how I thought of it. Like it was a whole body rehabilitation.
Yeah. Definitely, I appreciate you getting on this phone call and having this conversation.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
also,
It was needed for me.
I'll send you a link to something
Okay.
when we get off of this call too. So yeah,
Okay.
if you need some motivation to get back into it all the way, I got you.
Okay. Okay. Thank
All right, I
you.
appreciate you. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm about to send a link to you now too. All right.